Hello. I think. Let's see. Is there anything else that I have to do? Oh, I know, right? this game, like the first one, was really fun. Um, I haven't fully spoiled myself, but I do know enough to know that there's some slight overlap on questions between the two, but not a lot. And I'm interested to see how my answers change. You know, I that's kind of why I wanted to space these out. Um, but I'm very into these. It's one of those you find a small dev and you just their stuff just vibes with you so immensely much that you just glom on. Once I finish this series, I might actually do some of the other stuff that they've made, even though I know nothing about them. Um, and we'll just have to see how that goes. But for now, I'm gonna get right into it because I'm excited. They've made a couple other games that have they are mostly, if not all, dialogue based like these. Um, but I don't know if all of them are test related. I don't know what their full catalog has. I do know that some of their stuff is test related, but in differing levels of seriousness. Like these are oh, this is the test, but some of them are goofy, so those might be fun as well. Um, but here we are. For those who may be new here, this is a part two. I don't know how relevant it will be that it is a part two. You might have all the context you need, but we're gonna find out when we get there. Um, I suppose I don't know how else to preface this. Suppose we'll just get right into it. Um, also, uh, this may run shorter than my usual 3 hours of stream. Um, if it does, I want to put forward to you all that if we have a ton of time at the end, rather than cutting it early, you guys are free to submit BuzzFeed quizzes or stupid shit for me to take in the Discord, or serious stuff. If you want to know my Myers Briggs, I'll do that for you guys. But I'll be doing them on request. So bear that in mind. I do not know if we will run under. The first one we did. So I'm just doing it based off of that knowledge. But yeah, that aside, let's do a spooky quiz. Which flavor of ramen packet are you? Yeah, I'd love to know. Before experiencing the test hypothesis rising its highlight. Yeah, I've already done that. You'll stand to gain a lot more from this experience if you played the test first, and the examination will make a lot more sense, as it carries on from where the last examination left off. I would urge you to go and play the test now before venturing forward and follow the instructions listed through the game, as you'll certainly get a bigger benefit overall by taking the tests in the order they were meant to be taken in. Oh, you know what okay, so I have played the first one, but I don't remember what word I got at the end of the first one. I have already played the test. But if it's gonna ask me what word I got, I might have to go and look for that. Hang on. But if I would love that if you would, Nedge. Thank you. But I'm gonna tell him I've already played it. Wonderful news. We can continue. You look different. Oh, you're not the first person I met. You are very pretty. I do not know your gender persuasion, and frankly, I do not care. I am attracted to this person. Hello, and welcome to my office. It is truly a pleasure to see you here today. Fairness? Got it. Okay, cool. Please excuse the mess. I haven't had a chance to clean up yet. Oh, don't worry. The last guy also had blood in his office, and I just kind of was like, don't worry about it, man. Like, I'm just here to take a silly quiz. I probably was a lot less cavalier about it with that dude, but I also didn't want to make a good impression on that dude. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time with blibber blabber and nonsensical speak, so I'll just get straight to the point. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves life's tough questions. I mean, I do that all the time. Yeah, he also had a bucket of guts, you're right. This person is a lot cleaner. There's one question in particular I'd like for you to ask yourself. Just one? The last guy had like 70. Are you happy? I mean, that's a complicated question with a complicated answer. And when I say happy, I don't mean content. Being content is great, but it's not the same as being happy. Again, that's a complicated question with a complicated answer. I want to help you. I want to inspire you to be the best that you can be. I want to inspire you to be the happiest version of yourself. Oh, this person is much sweeter than the last one. I think... Are we on a date? I want to see you grow inside and out. Oh, well, we might definitely be on a date. Now, how do we accomplish this, you might be asking? Good question. Allow me to explain. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you are going to answer them with 100% entire honesty. And when I say 100% entire honesty, I mean 100% entire honesty. Think about it. You do want to be happy, don't you? When you put it that way. Oh, sheesh. I mean, whatever you say, ma'am or sir. Or something in betwixt. I feel like fate doesn't care what a gender is. Fate only cares about the threads that bind. Yeah. You wouldn't want to do something so bold as to tempt fate by lying, would you? I mean, I would like to tempt fate, but not in that way. Just remember, if you lie, the only person you're lying to is yourself. The only person who will suffer from this is you. And believe me, you will suffer. Oh, don't threaten me with a good time. Not to mention the fact that whether you tell the truth or not, I'll know. Well, but that's another story. Let's get moving on, shall we? We've wasted enough time explaining what we're going to be doing. Just remember, we all want to be good people. We all want to give the answers that we feel lend the most desirable human traits within ourselves. But sometimes, good people do bad things. And sometimes we don't always have desirable traits as humans. Oh, don't worry. I explained last time. I don't necessarily believe that a good or a bad person exists. So like, I'm with you. I'm here. I'm on board. I cannot express enough just how important it is to be truly honest while answering these questions, no matter how uncomfortable the truth may make you. Now it's time to get into the real meat of this experience. It's time for you to get the advice that you deserve. Hello, Pajdu. Oh no, are you okay? Are you staying rested? As you read questions and scenarios during this process, I want you to create your own circumstances and build your own bridges to arrive at the answer that best suits your own psyche. Okay, so basically, if it's something where I'm like, oh, like, this is very situational, they want me to just build a situation. That's cool. I do like that they lead with that. That's pretty pog. If you've never experienced the scenario being asked of you, then simply imagine you have and assume how you might feel in that situation. You're pretty sure you saw a ghost like an hour ago, or a demon, or an undead. Those are three very different things. Could you elaborate? I'd like to invite you to pour a glass of water. Sit back. Well, I have Mountain Dew Baja Blast, so, I mean, close enough. Sit back and relax as we unfold your fate and secret to uncovering the next hurdle in your life. We're going to start with some basic, easy questions. Ooh, spooky music. I like spooky music. If you answer these questions twice, your advice may change. It's not just about answering the questions, it's about many different variables. Many different factors are at play here, including the amount of time taken to answer proposed questions. With that being said, it's far more important to actually take your time and think about how honest of an answer you're giving before you give it. Whatever you do, do not rush the process. Time is your best friend here. You'll see what I mean soon enough. And here we go. Do you feel uncomfortable right now? I mean, actually, I kind of am getting some really intense ASMR from these sounds, actually. So, like, I suppose if they had set me up to be more uncomfortable, I might say so, like, but actually, these noises, for some reason, are making me feel real good tingles down the back of my neck. I like this person's aesthetic. I'm not necessarily comfortable with the amount of blood in the room, but, like, on the whole, I think I trust fate. Are you nervous? I am a little bit. I'm always nervous when I stream. Why not? And there's an... Oh, that is really spooky, Pajdu. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm nervous. Do I feel cold? No, I'm really not. I'm actually a little bit too warm. Do I feel sad? I mean... I had a nap earlier and I had some dreams that brought up some sad feelings, I think. But I kind of brushed it off. Any idea what it could be? I'm gonna be honest, that's way beyond me without pictures and without a lot of data. I got nada, Anya. I think I'm gonna say I've shaken off that feeling. I think I'm okay. Have you ever hurt someone because you were hurting, even though they didn't deserve it? Have I ever? Yes, I have. When I was a lot younger, I didn't have very good control of my emotions at all. And I did have a lot more spite. Like, a lot more spite. I'm gonna definitely say I have. Do you crave acceptance by others? I think crave is a really strong word. Like, if we're saying just, like, do I want acceptance from others? Absolutely. I really want people to like me. Otherwise, I don't think that I would get more out of streaming than I do out of just playing a game by myself. But I do visibly get more enjoyment out of sharing things, like, with people and getting the vibe that I am here with a bunch of friends. I'm going to say yes because at this point it's affected my life enough that losing it would probably make me pretty upset. Have I ever lost a loved one? Yes. Do I know what heartbreak feels like? Oh, yeah. Big time. Do you believe in demons? See, generally speaking, okay, generally speaking, I like to consider myself a spiritual, a spiritually open person, but also a skeptical person of the constructs that society puts on spirituality. Um, and I do believe that there are perhaps supernatural forces, but I don't necessarily know that I buy into the idea that people have of, like, there are beings that are born purely with spite in their hearts or whatever. Like, that, I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like that's something that was made up to tell a story, you know? Um, I don't think we can ever fully understand what those forces at work are. I think we've given them names, and I think that's true of, like, a lot of things in our natural world. So I think, I don't know. I don't think I believe in demons because I don't believe that I don't believe that something is purely spiteful. I think a malevolent spirit is probably just a thing that is disturbed. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think anything is just straight up, like, just made bad. I don't know. But maybe so. Hmm. Yeah, you certainly did. We're getting into some spooky vibes today. I wanted to get a little spooky. Hmm. Do you believe in curses? Okay. Okay. So, this one is a little weird for me. Um because, like, okay, I am a person who believes that okay, so, like, what we call magic in this world, like, yes, I am a witch VTuber, and yes, my rules run a little bit differently than this, but for the mundane human world, I think that what we call magic, something like it does exist, but I believe that it is the exertion of human will. I believe that what we would call a curse is holding spite for someone enough that you start doing things that would unconsciously result in them having a harder time. Doing things that you know down the line will get in their way. And so I do believe that curses exist in such a way that enough people can have disdain for a person that that person's life becomes harder because of all of those stacked actions. And I believe that when you're in a small social circle, just one person's spite can be a very powerful curse. I really believe that, like, the antidote for curses is no lucky trinket or magic item. It's simply having a wide support circle and confidence that you'll be okay. Which, for some people, a lucky trinket can be that, you know? A lucky trinket can be the thing that you look to and you're like, it's gonna be fine. This person can't hurt me. And if it does that for you, that's where the magic is. It's not in the item. It's in everything is the power of the brain. 100%. I was throwing all those Three of Swords for you. Well, see, the thing about tarot is spooky to me because it's so fully based on RNG, basically, you know? Would I consider myself to be spiritual? A couple of years ago from this, I would have, like, instantly said no. And I've kind of been exploring it these years. And I don't know what I feel about it yet. I definitely don't think I believe in a singular god as such, or maybe even multiple gods as such. But excuse me, I do believe that there are things that we don't understand. And I think that interacting with those and, like, generally showing a respect for our world and nature is a way to interact positively with spiritual things. Also, by all means, I do encourage you guys to answer these. I may not be able to catch everything in chat, but I want to know what you guys are vibing with with all of these. I'm gonna say yes, but only a little. Am I afraid of dying alone? We talked about this last time. We all die alone. No matter who you are, no matter how many extremely close people that you have in your life, the chances are, as your health declines and you are reaching the end of your life, or if you are in an accident, I'm going to be honest, you will hope that you are alone. If you are in an accident, the last thing you are going to want is for someone to be there with you. And as your health is degrading, the last thing you are going to want is for them to see you suffer. What I am afraid of is living alone. I'm afraid of not being able to look back and say I had a life full of people that made my life richer. And I had a feeling that I was part of a community where I was loved. But dying? I actually hope I die alone. I really do. I hope that my process of death, is just like fucking off into hermithood with like maybe, like if somebody really, really wants to stay with me to the end, I'm not going to deny them that because I love them and I want to give them that. But like if nobody wants to, I don't mind just walking off or going into a home and just rotting for a while, you know? I just don't really care about how I die. I care about how I live. If there was undeniable proof that a ghost was haunting you, would you continue to live in your home? Like in the home that I'm in now? So, okay. If we're just talking about, like, I find out that there has been a ghost in the home that I'm in right now, I've not had any bad paranormal experiences. The only paranormal experiences that I've had in my home were, like, other people at my house explaining spooky things happening to them after they directly slighted me. So honestly, I think if I'm being haunted, we might be on good terms. There is the feeling of, like, they could be watching me at any moment, and that is a little bit spooky. But I'm going to be real, like, as long as we're not talking, like, poltergeist situations where clearly I've upset this ghost by being here. And we're just not gelling. I don't really mind, because I generally think if ghosts exist, they're gonna be around most places at this point. The amount of dead humans in all of history compared to the amount of alive humans in all of history is staggering. And I wouldn't believe that it's as easy to move on into the quote-unquote great beyond as we all might think. So really, I feel pretty cavalier about ghosts. I kind of just want to chill and happily coexist with them. So absolutely, I would live in my home. Have you ever seen an object mysteriously move without being touched? I don't believe that I have, actually. I've heard a lot of mysterious sounds that don't have causes. And I've had a lot of, like, weird shit happen with, like, lights and occasional silhouettes. But I actually haven't seen this particular one. Do you believe that it's possible for a game to summon supernatural forces into your life without you knowing it? Probably not. I do think, like, you know, like, if we're getting real weird, like, if we're getting real weird, like, I think, like, since games are made by people and people have that exertion of will, like, they can probably, like, you know, like, subliminal messaging exists. Games can probably do a lot to your mind without you knowing it. But as for, like, directly controlling, like, a spiritual force, like, through, like, everybody who plays... Is that Ash I hear? Mau Mau. Mau Mau. Hey! What's up? I don't think that one's true. Would you like to make more friends? That's such a funny question to ask after the last one. So, I don't know. Come here. Say hi to everybody. Hey, hi. Hold on. He's trying to get up onto this chair. Let me move the stuff that's on this chair really quick. Here, are you okay? Come here. Hi, baby. Okay, he's getting comfy. Okay, we can get back into the action. Like, yes and no. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm usually happy when I meet more people, but I don't think I'm at a phase in my life where I'm like, I'm wanting to go out and actively seek more friends. I don't know. But, like, I don't know. Like, I also am, like, whenever I run into people who are, like, generally friendly and, like, in, like, public, I do kind of want to be friends with them. I have a lot of, like, friend crushes, I would say. I'm gonna say yes, but, like, a soft yes, you know? Would I consider myself to be a good friend? We talked about this last time. It's one of those things where I think it's really hard for anybody to... I think it's really hard for anybody to really, like, straight up consider themselves a great friend. Like, because you always see the things that you could be doing better. Like, I always, when I hear this question, I always immediately am like, oh Christ, I had a depressive episode and ignored my DMs for, like, 5 days. That's not a very good friend thing to do. You know, like, things like that. I'm gonna be a little kinder to myself this go around, I think. Well, I don't know. It's really hard to answer yes to this question because it just, like, it conjures up all of the memories of when I haven't been. It conjures up all the things that, like, I actively want to do better. You know? There's a lot of people I want to be spending more time with. Nedge, you say yes, but you're one of those people that I want to be spending more time with, and I'm just like, just life is crazy, and my stupid brain is crazier. Aww. Nerd. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. That means a lot. I'm gonna say yes, but it's like, oh god, it's like, as I'm saying I'm gonna say yes, like the little brain gremlins that are crawling around in my mind are like, say no, Loon, you're a horrible friend, Mau. Like, and I know it's not that dramatic, because I've learned that the brain goblins, they lie, they do. But it's kind of a, you know, it's a difficult question to answer. It really is. Yeah. Do I feel lonely? Like, most of the time, no, actually. I really do feel like I've put in a lot of work to fill my life with people and things that make me feel much better. I don't think I'm at the level that Multi is, where she feels content in her own company. I do still feel like when I am alone, I kind of freak out. I'll be real. Like, sometimes when I'm like trying to just go to sleep, and it's like it's not even like I'm away from my friends for like a long time, but it's just in the silence of the night, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm alone. I'm like, oh god, I'm so lonely. Like, and that's such a stupid dramatic thing. Like, that's so dumb. It's so dumb. But like, I'm gonna say no because I feel like I've put in the work. Like, everything I've been trying to do for myself in the last while, for the last, I want to say 2 years, has been in service of bringing myself a support system where I can reach out to people whenever I need it like that. And this is gonna sound like it's a punchline, but getting Ash really, really did something for me with that. I know everybody says, like, oh, get a pet for your mental health. And, like, I get it on, like, a practical level, because it gets your brain used to being accountable by making you responsible for something that you love that isn't yourself, and it's really good for people who are alone. But at the same time, literally just having someone there, like, he doesn't understand a word I say to him. He knows his name, and that might be it. But just knowing he's there, like, and that he chooses when to be around me. Like, I don't, like, pick up Ash and bring him into my room ever, because I never want to force him. Knowing that he still comes down here, even though there are no windows where he can look outside and watch the birdies. Knowing that it's colder than he likes, and that he still wants to come and be with me. I don't think I can feel lonely knowing that this little guy is around. I really can't. Oh, it's the spooky messages. I mean, I don't know, man. Do I make friends easily? I mean, I'll talk to you all day, man. That's what I'm here for. I actually really... I make acquaintances easily. But do I feel comfortable with people easily? Definitely not. Hi, Zix! Hello! We're getting spooked and talking about deep life shit. I have told everybody in chat, like, if you have opinions on any of these questions, I want to know what you guys think of things, and I want y'all to take this test with me. Excuse me. Oh, I had to burp. Gross. But I feel like I have started to meet people easier than I did in the past. But I still don't think that I warm up to people as easily as I could. I always have a little bit of paranoia in my gut. And I think that is actually very healthy for somebody on the internet to have. I think it's generally good practice for me to assume, hi Porku. So, like, I say this with, like, full respect for all of you, and I love you all so much. But being somebody who has primarily friends online, I do think that it is healthy for me to go into any engagement with the paranoia that I might be speaking to a serial killer. So, like, you know, like, and like, over time that fades, you know? But I do try to keep my guard up with a lot of people, and, like, it took a long time for me to trust a lot of the people who I feel like I trust the most. There are some people who I consider myself extremely close to, who I still have, like, a little bit of kernel of, like, I don't, like, 100% trust this person, you know? And I think that that's good to have with anybody. I think that you should always know what you would trust different people with, but this, we're getting way out of the, scope of the question. I don't warm up to people easily. Zix, I trust you. I do. This is gonna sound weird, but it took a few years. Zix, I know we've known each other for like 6 or 7 years. For about half of that, I absolutely adored you, and I didn't trust you as far as I could throw you. But I will say now, from the bottom of my heart, I would trust you with my life. I really would. I could throw you pretty far, but I didn't trust you that far. And that's true. Like, it takes me a longer time. It takes me a longer time to trust somebody than it does for me to love somebody. Genuinely. But, like, this is, again, we're getting out of the scope of the question. And in terms of just initially making friends, it's actually very difficult for me to feel close to people initially. Do I tend to avoid drama where possible? Oh, yeah, I'm a fucking VTuber on Twitter.com, dude. Like, I see all of the crazy shit that goes down, and yeah, like, okay, this question is twofold. With the people that are, like, in like, my most trusted circles, I love to talk shit about, like, general world issues and, like, general drama. I love to be like, have you seen, like, what's going on with, like, just, like, this thing going on the interwebs. But in terms of actively engaging in it and stating my opinion in a public forum, the idea of doing that and having it immortalized, there is no way I would ever want to do that. Most of the time, I would rather simply act like I don't know what's going on. And like have it be like just play dumb. If somebody quote unquote teaches me, then I've got to ad lib what the most milquetoast response is, but really, like, I don't, because, okay, and it's not just because I don't want to look bad. The fact of the matter is for a lot of these dramas, there is no way for me to know every side, and there is no way for me to know if I'm right. There's a few hot button things that I will always say, like bar none. But they are they're very few and far between. I don't entertain or tolerate bigotry. And I don't entertain or tolerate, like, what's the word? I don't want to say harassment because that's too light of a word. People who have been, well, see, it's hard for me to speak on people who have been exploited because, again, it is very difficult for me to know without having been there what the deal is. But I will always offer an ear in that case. But in terms of, like, taking a place in the drama, I really don't want in, man. I really don't want in. Hi, Sammy! Have I ever had a near-death experience? Just once, and I don't know if it was near-death. I actually don't know if it was near-death or just near-injury. One time, and actually, this is a bit of a spooky thing. I don't know if I've told this story on stream. I don't tell this story to a lot of people. At one point, when I was walking home from a class in university, I was crossing a road, like a crosswalk. You know, as you do. Normal stuff. And I remember it was rainy out. This is important to the story. It was rainy out. Like, pretty rainy. And I was, like, not super paying attention. Like, I had looked both ways before crossing the street, as you do. But I was also holding my phone in my hand and, like, kind of nervously checking the time because I didn't want to be late to my next class, you know? And all of a sudden, I lost my grip on my phone because it was rainy and it was wet. And instead of just falling to the ground like it normally would have, it flew forward and it, like, skidded. It, like, hydroplaned over to the opposing curb. And, like, first thing you do when you drop your phone is you freak out that your screen broke, you know? Like, I ran for that motherfucker. I just full sprint. And as I'm bending down to pick up the phone, I hear the biggest crash I have ever heard in my life behind me. Like, directly behind me. And I turn, and in the intersection that I was just crossing, right where I had been standing when the phone fell out of my hand, were two cars that had had a direct collision. And it wasn't a very fast, like, it wasn't like a high speed limit zone. So I don't think it would have been death. But I do think it would have been permanent paralysis. So yes, I've had one. They did. If I hadn't run when I did to pick up my phone, I would have been hit. Do I like horror movies? Honestly, okay, I like horror games. I don't really like horror movies. There's only a few that I really like. I liked Get Out. I like, oh gosh, there's a really old one. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Okay, so when I was in high school and middle school, I had a lot of friends who were really, really enthusiastic about horror movies. They really, like, because we were edgy teenagers, they really liked the Saw franchise. I don't like the Saw franchise. I think it's just gross out, disgusting. Some of the torture machines are creative, but honestly, like, House of a Thousand Corpses was one that I enjoyed. I did actually think that one was, like, the right amount of tension and thriller. Right amount of interesting shit happening, you know? What else? I know, but the thing is, like, if anybody is ever like, do you want to watch a horror movie? Most of the time, I'm like, not really. Once in a while, I get in the mood for them, and that's about it. So honestly, I'm gonna say no. This is all very interesting. Have I played the test? Yeah. That's a spear. You asked me this at the beginning of the game. Have I played the Horror Scope? No, I'm not heard of this. Give it a whack. I'm totally not biased or anything. Is this another game that you guys have made? Have you slid advertising into your own game? Do I watch porn? Yeah. Would I consider myself to be a hard worker? Yeah, sometimes. When the depression allows me. Okay, actually, when I was in school, like, I worked myself to the point of burnout, like, really, really hard, and I don't necessarily think that that's the type of hard work that one should aspire to, but I will say that I do think that it has permanently given me the worked yourself so hard that you wanted to die badge. So yes. Do I have a low opinion of myself? Ooh. It's higher than it used to be. You're right. Oh, God. Yeah. Would I consider myself to be a confident person? No. Would I help an old lady cross the street even if I was running late for an appointment? Fuck, man. Like, is she also running late for an appointment? If she's also running late for an appointment, yes. I have a really big fear of being judged for not being punctual, because that was like a big thing for me growing up. I'm gonna be brutally honest with myself. No. Holy shit. Oh. I... I don't think I could do it. I would have, we have 3 neighbors immediately adjacent to us that all have dogs. I don't know most of the neighbors. In fact, one of them I actually have a very negative opinion of. Like, a very negative opinion of. But, no. I don't... No matter what I think of the people, those are good dogs. No. I couldn't... I don't believe anybody has the right to cast judgment on whether someone deserves to live. Like, I think everybody has that right, and I would be committing, in my opinion, the gravest sin that I could commit myself to even hypothetically say that I would make that kind of choice. It's why actually my answer to the trolley problem kind of sounds pretty fucked up to a lot of people. Is it's really hard for me to take the action to flip the switch, because it is making me an active participant. And I really don't feel cosmically okay with that, like on a deep primal level. But no. Yeah, I've done this. I've done this. I don't want to elaborate. I don't want to. Have I ever been caught dancing when I thought no one was watching? I don't dance much. I will say there, it's not that deep, it's just embarrassing, is the context. Honestly, like, the thing is I'm sure people have watched me do embarrassing things, but I really don't dance much. Hello! Welcome in. We are playing the test, the second test game. Excuse me. Oh. They are very long personality quizzes with that I like to really get into the like meat and potatoes of every question. I encourage you to like talk and chat about your own opinions on these questions and how they apply to you. Some of these, like this one, are very superficial. Some of them, like the one we got 2 questions ago, utterly destroyed me. So we're gonna have a whole mixed bag of discussions today. With spooky music in the background. But no, I just don't dance much, so no, I actually haven't been caught dancing. Have I ever tried to roll my eyes back so far just to see if they'd really get stuck? I've actually never heard of this as a concept. Like... I don't... How do you... No? Have I ever played a practical joke that I regret pulling on someone? Oh shit, I actually do. I have one. But, like, I didn't regret it until I was older. Have you guys ever seen those, like, fake lottery tickets? That, like, they're scratch-off cards, and they show that you've won, like, an immense amount of money, and then you turn it over to the back, and it's, you know, it's like, haha, you got jebaited. When I was a child, I pulled one of those on my father. And, like, he wasn't mad at me. Well, like, I guess he was, but, like, you know, like... It was, like, he understood that, like, it was just me being a young prankster, you know, but, like... Now that I'm an adult and I realize how much that amount of money could have changed specifically his life, I really, like, I sometimes stay up late at night thinking about that flicker of hope. And I've cried about it before. Like, I know he doesn't resent it, but I do. Am I streaming live right now? Yeah! Well, hello there, audience! Oh, hey! Everybody say hi to Fate! Are you recording this gameplay session right now? Well, it's gonna be a VOD. If I told you I was watching you play this game right now, would you believe me? Like, the dev? I mean, like, you could be here. If so, hello! And I guess if you watch the VOD, hello! Yeah, I would believe it. If I've left a comment for you at any point in time, I've read your words. Does this bother you? I haven't left a comment, but I mean, if I leave a comment, like, the reason why I don't really, like, comment on things much online is because the purpose of a comment is for someone to read my words. So, no, it doesn't bother me at all. Does it make you feel positive that I've paid attention to what you've taken the time to write? Of course it does. You understand that no matter what, I appreciate you. That's a very sweet thing to say, but I don't know that I understand that, Leanna? No, I do not. There are some bots that send messages through Discord. If they're telling you anything about, like, your Steam or something, don't believe it. I'm gonna say yeah. Yeah, I do. Oh. Thank you, Fate. We are on a date, guys. Are you afraid of snakes? No, I don't think... I have a lot of the common phobias, but I've actually never been afraid of reptiles. I really, really like reptiles. Do I believe in magic? Again, really putting myself on blast as a witch VTuber to kind of be a skeptic. But I do believe that, like, the causality of human will is what we would call magic. In a young girl's heart. I suppose I'm gonna do I suppose I'm gonna do the silly thing. I guess in the strictest term of like how magic is conventionally described, not usually actually. Have I cried in the last month? Yes. Actually, I can elaborate on that. We had a player death in my Monday game. And when we stopped playing, I literally like had a hyperventilating bawling cry. Like I truly like lost it. Like I was like scream crying. It was really bad. And like that happens for me. I get really attached, and then like I still play D&D knowing that I have signed the contract that people can die. But like and like afterward I get over it. But like, man, do I cry. Yeah, I talked about this on the Dark Souls stream. The wizard that my druid is in love with died. Now there are options to maybe bring him back, but like I didn't know that at the time. Cuz we're level 2, you know? Resurrection usually isn't a thing at level 2. But we have a few story things that might make it better. But we'll have to see. We still have to see how the dice fall. So I've got to wait 2 weeks to find out if that's the thing. Yeah, Nedge, I'll tell you the details later. Do I have a hero? I'll tell you who it is. Well, actually, I have 2. I might have 3, actually. My mother is one of the most hardworking people that I know, and one of the most empathetic people I know. I cannot express how much she instilled in me the idea of, like, taking responsibility for the sacrifices that you make in your life and not resenting them. I think that it is very common for people who have sacrificed a lot in their life, because as a kid I was kind of dragged along with some of these, to feel like you're forced into it, and kind of like you do feel very much like I shouldn't have had to give this up. My mom gave up some very, very important things to her for her family. And I'm not going to say it didn't hurt her. It really did. But I also think that through the entirety of the time that was going on, she always made clear of one thing that I carry in my heart very much, is that she chose this, she's sticking it out, and that she chose this because it mattered to her. I really, really, really take that to heart. That there are sometimes things that mean enough that, yeah, you'll do something that will hurt what you wanted in life. And yeah, you have to accept that pain is gonna come. But there's a reason it matters that much. And you have to remember that there's a reason that it matters that much. And the second person who's my hero is Zix. I know that sounds like I'm being like, oh, he's my best friend, he's my hero. Zix was, I think, the first person who looked at my anxiety and was like, you know, like, sometimes life just works out. You don't have to worry about every single thing. And like at first when he told me that, it pissed me off. I got really mad. And I still do sometimes. When he just like, when he hits me with the, it's not that deep. Sometimes I want to fucking strangle him. And sometimes I'm right. Sometimes it is that deep. But most of the time he's right. And I think over the years that I have known Zix, I have slowly started to get an important skill, which is knowing the difference between things that you overthink because they are important to you or that overthinking might actually help, and things that you are overthinking just because you're scared. And things that you are overthinking just because you're scared just make you suffer twice. Because then, if it goes bad, you worried all that time, and now you feel really horrible that it went that way. But if you didn't worry about it, and you just were like, I'm gonna do my best, and we're gonna see what happens, and then if it turns out bad, yeah, it still sucks, and maybe you feel like a little bit of an idiot, but there are worse things in life than feeling like a little bit of an idiot. One of those things is having worried for 7 days and cried yourself to sleep for 4 of them. Like, Zix really did a lot for me in those years, and I will always consider him my hero for that. He's also one of the people that I feel like I can turn to when I really feel like there is, like, I need an anchor, you know? I really do appreciate that, so, yeah. Do you typically learn from your mistakes? I mean, I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Oh. Bajdu, I like this friend. Tell them they're cool. Please do. Oh. Chai, I love you. And if you ever need to vent your worries, like if you do ever need somebody like that to just be like, hey man, like I hear you and that's crazy, but like also we don't have to let it consume us. Man, you contact me anytime. Anytime, and I will make time for it. Do I learn from my mistakes? I mean, I really strive to, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm frighteningly a creature of habit. Oh. Thank you, Porku. I really appreciate that. I want to be a calming, mostly, a calming mostly experience. Occasionally, sometimes I lose myself to howling fits of laughter, and I'm sure that would wake you up, but I actually want to say, I want to say that I strive to learn from my mistakes, but I actually want to say, that my brain's desire to stick to habit is so strong that it's really, like, it's atypical for me to change without having repeatedly kind of hit that wall, you know? Oh. Do I enjoy outdoor activities? Not a single one, my man. Would you consider yourself to be lazy? Am I lazy because of the executive dysfunction, or would I be lazy without the executive dysfunction? Honestly, like, that's a question I've been asking myself since I was like 5. I try my very best, but yes, I am lazy. Do I sometimes find it difficult to stay motivated? Oh yeah. I have clinical depression. Do I put the needs of others before myself? I used to like a toxic degree. I used to like a really toxic degree, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, Christ, man. I don't know. Excuse me. You know what? I don't think I can even proudly say that I've hit that point of selfishness yet. Because I still, when, like, people ask, like, where do you want to go to eat? I'm so frightened that the answer that I give is not going to be something that they like that I like waffle around the question for like an hour. It's not because I don't know what I want, it's because I'm scared you'll hate it. So yes, I do. Would your family and friends describe you as kind? Family and friends? You can say no. I won't be mad. Too much? Oh. Aww. Okay, I will say yes. Have I ever cheated in a relationship? I have not. I've had a funky experience where it was like attraction was happening and then I panicked. But like I tried to be very on the up and up with everybody when shit like that is going down. So I don't want to say that that counts. I feel like some people who are very, very strict might say that it counts. But I want to believe that that's not the case. Have I ever been cheated on in a relationship? Yes, actually. When I was very, very young, very, very young, it was, I think it was the fact that we were both really young and stupid. I don't actually resent this person still. I think that, like, we were both stupid kids. And it doesn't excuse entirely what happened, but I also think that it doesn't keep me up at night. I will, however, give you guys the salacious detail that it was with my best friend. But I consider myself to be judgmental. Honestly, kind of. I say I like to stay out of drama, but I'm going to be real with you all. I love talking shit. Like, too much. Too much. Like, a scary amount. But here's the thing. Okay, I like to talk shit, but I also see, like, people do the craziest, cruelest things, and I'm like, man, I don't know your life. I don't know the situation that led you up to here. I don't know if you're dealing with, like, addiction or abuse or things like that. And I like to factor in those things when I'm thinking about why somebody might do something irrational. So in a way, I don't know if that counts. I do try very hard to be very cognizant of the fact that I don't know everything. I really don't. I never will. There's no possible way that I will. I don't... And I don't ever want people to feel judged, even if I do kind of talk shit. You know? I don't know. I'm really kind of like... This is like where I wish there was a graded scale so I could put myself in the middle, you know? Because I don't know what angle they want me to take here. I think so as well, Multi. I think, yeah. I think there's been enough times where I have, like, I've stood in defense of people who a lot of people are saying just, like, did a horrible thing, that I don't know if I can fully say yes. Like, I studied addiction in school, and I think my biggest thing that I learned from that was just, like, how powerful, like, shit like that can be on your ability to make rational decisions. And so, in a way, I always want to extend kindness to people who are quote-unquote doing crazy shit. I am going to say I'm gonna say no. I see. Are you a hero to someone else? That's really difficult for me to answer from a first-person perspective. I don't think that I am, but, like, I don't know the, like, brains of everyone here. But okay. Jesus. Okay, Jesus. I mean, yeah, okay. Thank you. That's you can understand why I'm a little overwhelmed by that statement, but yes. Do I love animals? Oh my god, I love animals so much. Sometimes I look at Ash and I simply cry because I think about how beautiful it is that there's this bendy little four-legged man who lives in my house and loves me even though I'm not even the same species as him. Sometimes I look at raccoons and I see their little grabby hands, and I think about how much I want to pet them and I cry because I can't. I look at opossums and how they carry their babies on their back, and I'm like, oh my god, what a selfless mother. And lizards! Don't even get me started on lizards! I love all lizards. I love them sitting in their little sunny patches, having nice little naps. I love animals. If I ever found a family member on Tinder and wanted to hit them with a super like just to make shit real awkward. I've never been on Tinder, but if I was, yes! No, but only because I've never been on Tinder. I think I totally would. I totally would. I would be like, so how's your life going? Yeah, me neither. Yeah, don't worry about it, man. Do I enjoy drinking alcohol? Like, very sparingly. I've been around alcoholism in my life enough that it has, like, changed my core, like, understanding of the subject. However, I have been drunk before. And I will say I don't... Okay, I've talked about this in detail before. If I had to pick, being too drunk feels like hell. Being like, over the line, like, too drunk is the worst feeling in the world. But being, like, a little drunk is really funny. Like, I like being, like, moderately, like, nice and balanced, you know? And I love the taste of, like, a white wine. So I do enjoy drinking alcohol. However, I'm very, very careful about it. I drink very slow. I nurse a drink for like 3 hours. Because I know I'm a lightweight, and I never, ever, ever, like, I hate the sensation of being too drunk. Being too high, on the other hand, is the only, like, excess that I have ever enjoyed. Like, yes, you feel out of control. No, I wouldn't seek it out all the time. It would be a very rare occasion. But if I had to be like, you know, like, gun to my head, like, you can have too much of something. You have to overdo it on something. I know what I would pick. Oh yeah, don't drink when you're upset. Okay, here's the golden rule. Any substance, whether it's booze, whether it's like weed, whether it's whatever, it's going to take whatever emotion you're feeling and it's going to make it louder. So what you need to do is only do it when you are feeling nice, or you are feeling cozy, or when you want to celebrate. That's the only time I ever want to do any kind of substance. Because all it does is it takes the emotion I'm feeling and it makes it louder. If I'm laughing, I'm going to be roaring with laughter. If I'm crying, I'm going to want to die. So it's very, very, very much like you have to have a certain cognizance of yourself when you're going to take any kind of substance. I'm going to say yes, in moderation. But I hate the taste of beer. I hate the taste of beer. I will never like beer. I've tried like 70 beers. I hate them all, especially IPAs. Am I intoxicated right now? No. The only thing that I have ingested into my system is food, Baja Blast, and an antidepressant, and I don't think those count. The Baja Blast gets a little close. That makes one of us? We are on a date. Do you like the phrase sneaky snake? Yes. Are these questions a bit strange to you? Yes. Do I have a vivid imagination? Yeah. I saw the first time. Yeah, like, when we're in a good mood, yeah, having some drinks is nice. I would say, yeah, I have a vivid imagination. One of my favorite hobbies is sitting in a circle with a bunch of my friends and hallucinating vividly while we roll dice. Do I feel uncomfortable in large social settings? Yes! Would I consider myself to be antisocial? No. Do I hold a grudge for long periods of time? Do I or have I? Do I? It is a horrible way to describe D&D, but am I wrong? There is a grudge I'm still holding. There's a grudge that I've been holding since childhood. But just the one. There is a member of my family that I have, in my own mind, kind of disowned. And I'm not going to get into why. But it's the only grudge that I don't think I'll ever let go of, because this family member is no longer alive. And I still feel this, like, immense, like, I wish that I could do more to get back, you know? So yeah, there is a grudge. Typically, I don't like to. I like to forgive and forget because my own, like, I don't have time to worry about people who I am angry at. I don't, like, unless somebody has done something that is so bad that it is rocked my entire world like this one person has, I really do not think it is worth my time to worry about people that I'm pissed at. I would rather just keep them out of my mind and just not even deal with it. It's not worth it. All it is just sapping my energy. Like, really, the thing is it's just the one. Like, I genuinely don't think that there's any others. I feel like I'm gonna say no because it's not have you, it's do you. Well, although it is a grudge. Yes. Have I ever urinated in public? I don't have the equipment for that. Do I like pineapple on my pizza? Okay, I know this is a contentious subject. I don't dislike people who like pineapple on pizza, but I've always been the kind of person who's like, I don't like to mix sweets and savories. I just really don't. Like, I don't even like chocolate covered pretzels. It's not something that jives well in my brain. So personally, no. If you do, good for you. Would I consider myself to be selfish? Like, yeah. I do still consider myself to be... Actually, I think the word I would use is I consider myself to be materialistic, not necessarily selfish. I don't know. This is, I mean... Yes and no. Like, okay, here's my way of putting it, and I think this is going to explain to a lot of you why I have anxiety. I believe that, like, you should treat others the way that you want to be treated, right? Golden rule, blah, blah, blah. I believe that others deserve the maximum amount of effort that I can give them most of the time. I want to put my best foot forward and give other people the best that I can give them. However, this is also because I don't want to do the nice things for myself. I also want to treat myself to nice things and do cool things for me, and let myself take a 4-hour nap, and, you know, like, I just believe that, like, everybody, including myself, deserves to both handle each other and themselves with great kindness. And I don't know if that counts as selfish. I think it counts as selfish asterisk. It's like yes and no. But would I prioritize another person's happiness over my own? I think I would. So I'm going to, well... Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I've had to do some things in the last couple of years that have directly hurt others because I needed to do them to survive. Yes. Do I think I have a big ego? Honestly, no. A lot of things that a lot of people describe as, like, really tearing themselves apart, like, in terms of, like, pride, I just kind of look at it and I'm like, it's not that I judge you for having these feelings. I think they're understandable. But I can't logically follow that path in my own brain. So I don't think I have a big ego. Yes. I don't have the equipment for that. I don't have the equipment for that. Dude, Would I consider myself to be religious? No. Would I consider myself to be temperamental? You know, I used to think that I wasn't, and then I met Six. Yes. Oh, Christ. No. Again, like, I don't think that I could take the action to... I don't think that I could take the action to end somebody else's life for myself. Like, again, like, Now, this is all theory and conjecture. If I'm put into a survival situation, I don't actually know what I would do. Because I don't think in a situation like that, I don't think you think straight. I don't think you, like, I'm very, like, I'm level, I'm in a safe little office where, like, I don't feel like I'm in danger. But if I had to put myself into, like, the mindset of, like, my life could end and I don't believe in an afterlife, oh, Christ. Oh, Dark Soul, they asked me if I was kinky. And I said yeah, and then they asked me if I had masturbated into a fishbowl. And, like, again, I don't think I have the hardware to do that. I don't like, I guess I could I don't know, like, you would have to, like, kind of, like, squat. And that would be very unpleasant. I don't think that would be You know? Um, but anyway, killing people. But anyway, killing people. I don't know, man. Like, they've had a couple ones that they throw at us that are, like, really oddly specific. They had one that was like, have you ever been on Tinder and seen a family member there and given them a super like just to make things super awkward? And I said, I've never been on Tinder, but if I did, I would. Just because I think it would be really funny. Just to be like, so how's the hunt going for you? I'm gonna be honest, like, okay, they said to be fully honest, and they say that we do things that occasionally go against what we would want. I've explained to you guys what my creed is, that I don't think that anybody has the right to choose who lives and who dies, but I also know myself to know that I am not that strong in a life or death situation. I can be honest enough with myself to know that I would make that horrible choice. I would hate myself for the rest of my life, but I don't think that I could think in a life or death situation. Interesting. Would you sacrifice your own life for a complete stranger? Again, this is one of those things where it's like my creed dictates that I would say yes. But it's asking me to be honest, and it's asking me to be honest with my, with things that even go against what I would like to say. So, in reality, no. Even more interesting. Have you ever been inside of a burning building? No, I haven't. Have you ever been to a funeral? I've been to so many. Most of my childhood was spent at funerals, which sounds really dark, but it really just means that we had a lot of family friends who were retirement age. If you could attend your own funeral before you died, would you take the opportunity to do so? This is actually an interesting question. Okay, so, you know how I had the whole tirade about how we all die alone? Okay, so my grandma didn't have a funeral. My grandma had what was called a celebration of life, where everybody came together. There was a big luncheon. There was just a lot of people around talking about, memories that they had together. There were a lot of pictures. There was a lot of, and it was a very sad occasion, but it was also a lot of warmth. And I want that to be what people do after I die. Now, granted, a funeral is not for me. A funeral is for the survivors. So if they choose that they want to do a big somber event, that's up to them. I would never judge that. That is up to whoever is close to me at my time of death. I'm happy for them to, I'm happy for them to do whatever they want. But if I got to choose, if I knew that I was going to die, and I was in enough health to attend a farewell, I would do so because it gives me the opportunity to close off emotional affairs with people. It gives me the opportunity to look back on memories. It gives me the opportunity to have a big fat cry with everybody. I would love to do that, and I would love to try to give as much as I could to the people who were there. If you could see into the future, but you were told it would only reveal the absolute worst of what's in store for you, would you still look? The thing is, okay, and this is really funny for somebody who's into divination, I don't believe in determinism. So this question feels silly to me. Because I don't believe that there is such a thing as a future set in stone. I think that actually the whole point of tarot is that it allows you to redirect your path. It allows you to consider options. I don't think that there is such a thing as perfect future sight. Now, for me to say yes to this question, I think is admitting defeat. And I actually am kind of morally opposed to determinism. I don't like the idea of just resigning myself to fate. Even if I could avoid it, like, even if they were like, this isn't a deterministic future, this is just what happens if you're on the path you're on, I still don't really like the idea of conceding to that. So no. Tarot is a dialogue with the present self about possible futures and about the past. I would rail against this on principle. Reach the end of the story in your own way. You know what? That whenever the Traveler says that, it does make me smile. If you had the power to stop time, would you use it to do something you know you shouldn't do? If you had the power to remove one person from Earth, never to return again, would you use it? I don't want to elaborate on any of these. Yes. My mom helped her aunt go dress shopping because she wanted to choose a nice dress for a funeral. Oh, Chai, that's wonderful. Like, okay, like, I know, like, a lot of people will say, like, oh, that's so morbid. I think that, like, the practice of grief and the whole, like, psychological experience of it is something that I really think we should treat with less fear. And I love things like that, where somebody is just directly confronting it. I love that. If I told you that I understand you better than you understand yourself, would you believe me? Yes. I think that it's very hard for somebody to fully understand themselves. And I think that if you are literal fate, like you are some kind of supernatural entity, I think it might be rather easy for you to do that. Now, do I think a lot of people say that to me to gaslight the shit out of me? Yeah. But I honestly don't think I understand myself super well. So, would I do that as Dio? Well, I mean, I'm not Dio, but Zawarudo! If someone threatened to kill you, would your first response be to react in violence? My first response would be to throw my valuables and run. If a stranger stole money from you to support their drug addiction, would you forgive them if they apologized to you? If they just apologized to me, patent pending, you know? Like, So, I've talked again a lot about how I studied addiction in school, and it really changed my mind on a lot of things. I also should mention that I have a lot of people in my life who have struggled or still struggle with addiction. And I forgive them every day. I would want them to reimburse me. I would want them to, because I feel as though I do not want them to think that I am a doormat. However, if we're just talking how do I feel about them, even if they don't reimburse me, I've already forgiven them. I want them to get better. But I also know Like, I know people who have been into rehab, have come out, have tried their very best, and it never goes away for some people. And I refuse to shut them out for that. I don't know. Because I also have shut people out of my life for things that they have done that have severely hurt me under those influences. I think for me, my line is actually very easy to draw when I really think about it. Because I think about the people who I have never forgiven, and they all have one common thread. You cannot let this hurt your children. You cannot let this hurt your children. Because they depend on you more than you could possibly know. For everything in their psychological development, for everything in their survival, for everything in how they learn to trust the world. You cannot let your addiction hurt your children. But if it's just me, if it's just my buddy, yeah, I've already forgiven them. If a family member said something nasty about you behind your back, would you confront them about it directly? They have, and I haven't. If you had to eat raw squirrel brains for 3 days to stay alive, would you do it? I'm the pickiest eater in the entire world. The pickiest eater in the entire world. I was once at camp, and they didn't serve food that I liked, and I simply didn't eat, and at one point, I literally passed out. I starved myself to the point of literal unconsciousness. Because I was that picky of an eater. So no, I would rather die. If you woke up tomorrow and none of your family remembered who you were, would you choose to leave and start a new life? See, there's a part of me... This one's actually kind of striking me into silence. It's not about me being there for them. It's not about how I would feel bad about doing that to them. I just, I would miss it, at least with my mother, too much. I would want to try to rebuild something. Or try to fix it. I think it wouldn't be something that I could do. I think it would be healthier if I did. I think the quote-unquote correct answer for me in my life situation would probably be to do so. And probably it would be better for them as well, but I'm going to be entirely honest, of my own personal foibles, I would be too selfish to leave. If a homeless man was clearly sick, freezing, and utterly miserable in the rain, would you be willing to give him your clothes and walk home naked? Walk home naked is kind of wild, but, like, I would walk home in my underwear. Easy. Not only that, dude, if a homeless man was clearly sick, freezing, and utterly miserable in the rain, I would buy him an Uber to the hospital and, like, try to find him a place he could stay. Like, dude, oh, Christ, like, I mean, it said naked. Like, here's the thing, okay, here's the thing that makes this really difficult for me is I am not in an area where I can walk home from any distance. Like, hypothetically, if I was in an area where I could, like, walk, I mean, like, okay, also, like, if I was in an area where I could walk home, I would also be in an area where walking around the streets as a naked woman is very dangerous. I wouldn't be willing to do that, but I would be willing to pay for an Uber to get him to the hospital, and I would be willing to go with him to the hospital and potentially negotiate how payments would go down. But that specific thing to help, I just don't think it does anything. Now he's got my wet clothes and I'm naked. If someone accidentally hit you with their car but you suffered no injuries whatsoever, would you still be upset with them? I have an immense fear of cars and driving. I would be so upset. I would be so upset. Yes. Have I looked for any hidden meanings or messages within these questions? So I know the first test totally did have them. I had no idea how to look for them before. I had no idea how to look for them now. And I just decided I was going to vibe. Maybe I should have been. Maybe I should have been, you know? Are you wondering if there's a deeper meaning to all of this other than just simply answering question after question? Of course I am. Miracles happen every day. Do you agree? Yes. I think that, like, the feats of science that even created, like, our life as we know it, and the things that continue to keep our stuff going as it is, in my opinion, count as miraculous. Yes, they have a logic, and yes, they have maintenance, but the fact that that maintenance is being done, in my opinion, is a part of that miracle. Yes. Umbrellas aren't worth lugging around, and you don't mind getting rained on. Do you agree? I like the aesthetic of carrying an umbrella in the rain. However, I do not mind getting rained on. So my answer to this question is no and yes. I'm going to say yes because I don't often carry an umbrella. Red is a prettier color than pink. Do you agree? Yeah, I would say so, but, like, I like a lot of colors. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting in the wind, wanting to start again? How do I answer this question seriously? How do I answer this question seriously? Yes? I often feel like I have lost control of my life, and that's like a plastic bag blowing in the wind. Eating in front of people can be awkward. I hate when people watch me eat. I love going out to eat with people. I hate when people watch me eat. It makes me so upset. Yes. Rings used as a ceremonial wedding gift are so outdated. Do you agree? No! Okay. I'm not that super big on marriage myself. However, I think that if you want to have for yourself some sort of ceremonial item to keep on your person that, like, helps you, like, kind of, like, keep that person in your mind, or, like, it just has, like, a nice sentimental value to you. I like wedding swords better. However, a ring is really, really practical. A ring is super practical. A choker is also super practical. I like any kind of jewelry for this, but, like, specifically a jewelry that is nice and form-fitting and easy to keep on at all times. With a ring, the only thing that will ever get in your way is if you are in, like, the cold winter and you have a set of gloves that are tight-fitting. Like, if you are into exchanging items for your vows, I think that rings are nice and practical. Diamonds, totally outdated. Meh. But, like, I like rings. I have a ring that I inherited from my grandmother that I have worn every day. And I would feel naked without it. So no, I don't think they're outdated. I think that there are a lot of other options that are super cool. And I think that, like, I don't think we should limit ourselves to rings. But I like rings. Oh, dude, like, okay, my dad has had to have many surgeries, and he has refused to take his wedding ring off, even though they, like, want to do that for the surgery. And he's like, my finger has grown so much that I can't physically take this ring off. And he's not entirely wrong. It's a struggle for him to work that ring off of his finger. He can, if he really tries, but, like, dead ass, like, you might need to, like, I believe when the doctors believe that they would need to cut it off of him. And he never, ever wants it to be away from him. So I do really, like, I do get, like, the, like, having something that you want to keep with you like that. I don't think they're outdated. I just think we have a lot of other cool, like... Did you realize that the first letter of the last 6 questions, when combined, spells out the word murder? Spooky. Nope. Do you know why that is? Nope. Does it make you slightly uncomfortable? Yep. Are you gonna start paying closer attention to what you may have got yourself into? Nope. Do you realize it's too late to turn back now? Nope. Hey! Hello! Do I hear someone in my room? Other than Mr. Ash, no. Do I see the shadows closing in? No. Do I feel like I'm being watched? Yeah! I have viewers right in chat. I already told you I'm streaming. Did you look around your room a moment ago? You guys saw my model. You know I didn't. No. Do I like long walks on the beach? I don't like walks on the beach. I think that sand is disgusting. And I hate walking on it. Do I enjoy giving gifts to people? So much! Have I ever felt like giving up on life? Yeah, quite a few times. I think the first time I ever had suicidal ideation, I was in 3rd grade. And every time, I just kept going. And I'm gonna be honest, the most I ever regretted keeping going was the one in 3rd grade. Because things didn't get better for a really long time. But, now as an adult, I'm at the phase in my life where I can actively make changes to make things better. And now I feel like surviving just a little longer tends to work out in my favor very well. So yes. But I don't really feel that anymore. Do I love my family more than I love myself? Yeah, I do. Do you have a best friend who's clearly better than the rest of your friends? I don't like that question! I don't like that question! I don't like that question! I don't want to answer this question! I don't like this question. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to answer it. I don't want to do this. I don't like it. Now I see what they meant by it's too late to turn back. Time to compare your Brits. I don't... Look, I can stretch this way. You guys will still see it. You guys will still see it. No, I said I would answer this test honestly. I'm going to... Oh, God, I don't want to answer this question. I don't like that question. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yes. Fuck. Do you think there's some kind of conspiracy beyond the coronavirus? No! Do you believe that you're human? I mean, it's complicated. I'm a VTuber. No, I don't. If you could turn invisible, but you could never be visible ever again once you decided to use your power for the first time, would you ever use it? No. Definitely not. Well, okay, people could hear me. Yeah, but I couldn't use my webcam to control my model. No. If you knew someone was about to rob a convenience store, but you knew that they were doing it to help feed their family, would you stop them? No. I don't believe... Okay, I know that, like, it's not the right thing to do, but I also understand what desperation is. There's no goddamn way that, like, robbing Walmart is really going to, like, destroy, I don't know, John Wall, you know? I don't, like, will I think that I've done a good thing? Probably not, but, like, would I ever even think about stopping them? No. You do you, man. Now, this is different if if I see an individual being pickpocketed. Like, if I watch them, like, reach into the purse of some lady in the checkout line, then I would step in. But if it's just, like, they're taking shit off the shelf and stuffing it in their bag, if I locked eyes with that person, I would just give them a little nod and just keep walking. If you were stranded on a remote island with a stranger and you were both starving to death, but you found a secret stash of food that they didn't know about, would you share with them? Yeah, of course I would. Look, man, I know that I don't know when I'm getting off this island. And I know this person is a stranger. But again, I don't believe in the creed of, like, judging, like, when someone is allowed to live, you know? 2, if they start to starve... I'm the only other option for food. If you could turn into an eagle for 1 year, but you wouldn't be able to turn back into a person until that 1 year had passed, would you do it? I feel like being an eagle would be cool, but it also would kind of suck. Like, eagles don't understand video games. No, I wouldn't. If you had the opportunity to earn riches beyond your wildest dreams by fighting a grizzly bear to the death using nothing but a machete and an army helmet, would you do it? Beyond my wildest dreams? I'm very out of shape. There's no way I'm winning that fight. Like, I'm literally, like, semi-physically disabled. There's no way I'm winning that fight, and yet I'm still considering. I want to. Like, I want to. But I know in my heart of hearts there's no goddamn way I win. If they gave me... Even if they gave me a gun, I might lose. But if they gave me a gun, I would say yes. But if they're just giving me a machete, hell no. If you had to pick one basic food item to eat exclusively for an entire year, would you choose potatoes? Yes! If pizza screamed in agony every time you bit into a piece, would you still continue to eat pizza? Like, like it's sentient? What part of the pizza is sentient? Like, does cheese now scream on its own, or is it only when it's cooked into a pizza? Does tomato sauce scream? Does the dough scream? Like what part of this is it just makes the sound? Like, I don't like the idea of that, because that sounds really unpleasant to my eating experience. But also, like, if it's not, like, it's not sentient, it's just making a horrible screaming sound, like, yeah, sure. If your best friend got bit in the genitals by a highly venomous snake and the only way to save their life was to suck the venom out of their genitals, would you do it to save them? Oh no! It looks like the only way to survive is... Oh no! Oh no! Was that question difficult to answer? Oh no! I know that I send off this stream with all of you guys like goodbye wonderful mortals, but yes, I am mortal. Do I enjoy loud music? Yes. Do I feel awkward when I dance in front of others? Absolutely. Do I suffer from an anxiety disorder? So much. Do I ever feel depressed? Yes. You're not alone. I know, but like, there's a lot of people with broken legs too. They're not repairing each other's broken legs. Do you feel relaxed? Honestly, right now, very much so. I think I have a guardian angel watching over you. Like, would I call it an angel? No, but like, I want to believe that, like, I want to believe that someone that I have lost is still kind of with me, you know? I'm gonna say yes, but I feel like the technicality of the wording is a little bit weird for me. Do you ever hear your name being called when no one else could have called it? Nope. Gonna take special note of that one. Do you always look both ways before crossing the road? Yes. I'm very terrified of being hit by a car. Do you wash your hands every day? Like, well, I go to the bathroom every day, so yeah. Do I feel uncomfortable using public restrooms? So uncomfortable. I hate, okay, like, in America, we have horrible stalls that don't reach the floor. I learned that in other countries, some other countries just straight up have doors. Like, why can't we do that? You know? Oh yeah, I understand for very different reasons. I understand. Yeah. Is winter your favorite season? It's a toss-up between winter and fall. It really is. I'm gonna say no because it's fall. Do you know anyone named Josh? I don't think I know anyone named Josh. I know most of my friends I know by, like, internet handles, so there might be a mystery Josh. But, like, I didn't even know any Joshes in school. Are you wondering why that last question is relevant? I'm wondering if you're Joshing me. Ha ha ha. Are you allergic to any animals? No. Thank God. Have you ever thought about an animal in a sexual way? No. Look, I might be a monster fucker, but I'm not into bestiality. Have you ever been in love? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be artistic? I mean, kinda. I want to believe so. I like to create things. Did you consider yourself to be dominant in day-to-day life? No, you could spill soup in my lap and I'd apologize to you. Do you feel that you've got too much time on your hands? Like, if I didn't have depression, I think I would. But I feel like I have to take, like, a several-hour break between easy tasks. I did. I used to draw a lot more. Yeah, I feel like, at least with like my current health situation, I actually feel like I don't have enough time. But it's because, I feel like it's because like so much of my time is devoted toward dealing with my, like, the fallout of like either mental or physical like overexertion. I wish I could, like, the thing is that means that, like, theoretically, I could someday get more time. But right now, I don't. Can you be easily intimidated by others? Dude, every single one of you who is in chat, the first time you all showed up, I was like, I'm scared of them. I hope they like me. Yes. Are you easily excitable? Absolutely. Yes, you did, Nedge. When we first met, I was scared. I wanted to make a good first impression. Do you enjoy solving complex problems? I love puzzles. Do you have a difficult time relaxing? Under most circumstances, yeah. I feel like I'm mostly just relaxed now because I'm taking a lot of time talking to people who I enjoy, and I don't have to do anything too physically taxing. But like, even just like cooking a meal, man, I am amped. I am just terrified. So yes, I have a difficult time relaxing. Aww. I'm glad. I mean, I believe that you guys have like, the reason why I how do I put this? I am scared when I meet new people that they won't like me. But I do really enjoy streaming because it is a big time investment on not just me, but on the people who are watching me. And I feel as though if you guys didn't like me, it's so easy for you to watch literally anything else. You have a platform at your fingertips where if you get bored for 5 minutes, you can go and fuck off and see what Shy Lily's doing. You know, like, I know that you guys are here because you actively want to be, and that's such an affirming feeling. I have no doubt in my mind that you guys do value this time and work that I'm putting in. And I always, like, the thing that I most want to keep in my heart is that I want to give back that same amount of appreciation. I never want to take that for granted. I never want to think like, oh, you guys are just here because da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, I really want to feel the weight and always acknowledge the truth of what you guys do feel. It's just that when I meet new people, I always assume that they're not gonna like me. It's just the, like, it's the baseline I start at is scared. And then as people stick around, I'm like, oh my god, I love them, you know? Would I consider myself to be high maintenance? Less than I used to be. I think back in the day, man, I was the clingiest person. And part of this is, like, I don't want to, like, okay, I try to be very open about my mental health, so I do want to disclose this. I have what is called borderline personality disorder, which does make a person very, very clingy and very, very, like, it increases the tendency for codependence, basically. And so I did, for a really long time, when I wasn't getting treatment for that, I was like, you know the crazy girlfriend meme? Basically, like, I was nuts. Like, I wasn't jealous, was the thing. Like, I didn't, like, get threatened by, like, other people being around the people that I loved. But, like, I always wanted to be around them. I was so clingy. To the point that it was really unhealthy. Like, I always wanted them to have, like, a big circle of friends, and I always wanted them to have good relationships with, like, their family and stuff, but I also never wanted them to leave me behind. And I know that, like, now, as a more cognizant adult, I'm like, that does harm your relationships with other people, to constantly be that third wheel that is always around, you know? Before, I was extremely high maintenance. Now, I'm on medication, and I've been in therapy, and I've done a lot of healing work, man. I still do consider myself to be higher maintenance than the average person. Like, if we're talking, like, total population average, absolutely yes. But I wanted to talk about this one because I do feel like I have made both leaps and bounds in being better than I was before. Do I trust easily? Absolutely not. We've talked about this in detail. Once and part of it is that once I do trust you, it's like that, like before, that question of like, if somebody who is struggling with addiction stole money from you to like to fund their addiction, like, it's like I kind of was like, if this is a person I trust, I have put that trust in them, and like, I have accepted that they might hurt me, and I'm okay with that. My definition of trust, because I don't believe that someone will never hurt you. I think that is impossible. Even the best person in your life is going to hurt you someday, if they haven't already. My definition of trust is looking at someone and going, you will hurt me, and that is okay. You are worth that. So no, like with the average person, I don't usually put in that level of investment. But when I tell somebody, like, if I have ever looked at you and I've been like, I really trust you, what that means to me is not, you will not hurt me. What that means to me is, you might fuck this up, or you might hurt me. And if you still come back, if you still stick around, I still have a place for you in my heart. So no, I don't trust easily, but once I do, it takes some real serious fucking up to get out of there. But I consider myself to be an honest person. Honestly, like, I don't, in my day-to-day life, feel the need to lie very often. Every now and again, to certain people, I do. Like, there's some people who I don't tell the truth as much as others. But, like, usually I don't feel like I stand to benefit from lying. Even in scenarios where I might gain, like, some kind of, like, superficial advantage, I feel like the toll that it would take on my mental, like, well-being to maintain a lie, or to feel the guilt of having lied to somebody, like, it just isn't worth it unless it's like I really need to lie for, like, my survival, or for like aiding somebody else. I will lie without any guilt if somebody tells me don't tell somebody this thing. Like, if any of you guys are ever like, I have a secret and I need no one else to know this, I don't feel any guilt, no matter what that secret is, even if it potentially hurts another person by me obscuring it. I don't think it's my business to tell it. I don't think that's my job. And I don't feel any guilt for keeping the confidence of somebody who has wanted that from me. However, for myself, I don't really lie much. Like, I don't feel the need to conceal much. I think the only thing that I really want to keep to myself, and like with close friends, it's not even that. I don't really like to share my appearance. And that's kind of a weird line to have. I'll tell you guys all about my mental health and all of my life dramas and shit, and I just don't want you guys to know what my face looks like. It's really weird. Have I ever told a lie? Of course I have. Have I ever lied to my best friend? To my current best friend, or like to past best friends? I don't think I've lied to Zix. Well, have I? Like, little lies, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember ever lying to Zix. Have I ever? Like, I'm actually trying to think of, like, a stupid lie I've told him. Have I ever lied to Zix? Yeah, I know! There's no point! There's literally no point in ever lying to you. I don't think I've literally ever lied to Zix. Have I ever lied to my family? Yes. Have I lied about any answers during the session? I have done my best not to. I don't know if the logic has always lined up, but I don't think I have lied about any answers. Are you wondering why all these questions have to do with lying? No, you had like this big tirade at the start about how honesty was like a big deal. And so I think it's really important to you that you check me on this shit. So, no. This is all very useful information. Are you a people pleaser? Absolutely. Do you enjoy being the center of attention? I used to hate it. Now I'm a streamer on the internet. Do I feel like I've got a good sense of humor? I sure hope so. Do you frighten easily? Yeah, probably. Hey! What's going on? Is it the THX sound? Dude? Hello? Well, that was odd. I wonder what that was about. Fuck you, Fate. Fuck you. It's probably a pretty good place for us to stop the simple segment of our questionnaire and move on to the more gritty questions. Those weren't the more gritty questions? This next set of questions will not be yes or no answers. The next portion of our session will be filled with various scenarios that put you smack dab in the middle of vital choice making. We'll see how well you handle your options as you delve deep into each scenario. Remember, the key to all of this is to answer honestly. Let's get started. Oh, okay. Oh, I kind of like this. This is some good track. You're home alone, it's dark, and it's storming outside. All of a sudden, there's a knock on your bedroom door. Someone's in your house. What do you do? Oh, fuck. Okay, I actually have some logic to this. My thinking is a robber is always going to take the path of least resistance. If this is somebody who is coming in to steal stuff from our house, they're going to want to go to places that are not occupied. So if they think that the house is empty, and they are checking the doors to make sure that it is empty, the closest answer to what I would do is to ask who is it and wait. What I would ideally be doing is when I'm alone, I try to leave my lights on and I try to make some kind of audible noise. Because if somebody is coming in to steal my valuables, they are going to go to the other rooms in the house and steal things that I will not notice them stealing. And if it is life or death and this person might attack me for seeing them there, I would rather them take all of my shit and not come into my room. Very interesting choice. Meet a homeless woman on the street. She asks you for money. You find it within yourself to give all the spare change you have. Just as you do, a homeless man approaches asking if you can spare some change. What do you do? Shit. I'm not gonna ask the woman to share. I think that at that point, like, I've already given her probably precious little. I'm not gonna ask him to ask her. I have to be honest. Like, my idealized brain is like, I want to go to an ATM and take out a few bucks and give it to him, you know? But I don't think in real life I would be able to do that. I would say I have nothing left. Really now. Yeah. I know it's shitty, but like, I know myself. Both your mother and your father fell incredibly ill to a life-threatening disease, and there's only enough medicine and facilities to save one of your parents, and time is of the essence. What if you do? Fuck. I've had this discussion. I love both of my parents so much. But I'm gonna be honest. I don't think my dad would forgive me. I think my mom wouldn't be okay with it, but like, I don't think my dad would forgive me, knowing that I chose that and that he has to go on without her. My dad loves my mom, like, so much. I like, I'm picking this, but I feel like it's because I kind of know, like, what they, like, at least what I think my dad would want. I also know that my dad is significantly older than my mom. And, like, if we're talking pure pragmatism, I also think my dad doesn't have a lot of quality of life with his disability. I know that's, like, so, like, I have to rationalize this to myself because, like, even though this is a hypothetical scenario, it is paining me to even think of pressing this button. Like, I want to just do this. But I wouldn't survive without them. I'm very dependent. That doesn't surprise me. You find a case of money tucked away inside of a dumpster. Inside, there's 10 solid gold bars and a vial of mysterious liquid. Under the vial, there's a note that says, "The cure for cancer. What do you do?" Okay, this is gonna sound really stupid. Like, I know, like, my brain wants to keep the gold bars. But you know what my first thought was? What if the gold bars have to do with the cure for cancer? I don't wanna later find out I fucked it up. I don't want to later find out that I took, like, the important half, you know? Like, there, for some reason, there is this stuff kept together. You know? Like, I would just turn it into the authorities, and if it turns out that I've lost out on 10 gold bars, whatever, man. What a wasted opportunity. I don't give a shit, man. Do you know how many people I've lost to cancer? Specifically? I have lost so many people to cancer specifically. You're stuck alone inside of your house and you're starving to death. You've completely run out of food and no one is coming to save you for weeks. The only potential source of food around you is your family pets. I know this in my heart. When I was the most suicidal that I ever was, the thing that kept me going was helping Mr. Ash. I know I don't know if I would be able to kill another person to survive, but I love him. like, people always talk about cats will eat their owners after they die. That doesn't scare me. That actually makes me happy, because I'm so glad that Mr. Ash would live. So yeah. Why am I not surprised? Because I love him. I love him more than I love some people. Your neighbor's home is on fire. A blazing inferno among smoke emits from the windows. You hear screams for help coming from within, but you can't see past the flames. No one is around to help. What do you do? Look, man. The chances of me being able to help in a burning building when I am this out of shape, I'm probably going to need to push past very heavy debris. There's a more likely chance that I will make it worse if I run in. So I'm stuck with the top two. And I don't know if I could, I don't know that I could, yeah, like, the first two in order is probably what I would do. But, like, if I had to pick one, like, this is, you know, gun to my head, you have to do one of these things. I don't know that I could necessarily risk the life of someone who is also not a professional. You know? I like that. I don't know why you like that. You're fast asleep in your bed when you're awoken by what sounds like a woman's muffled cries from somewhere in your room. You quickly realize it's coming from under your bed. Oh my god. Who is in my room? A man in a fancy suit approaches you while you're walking down the street. He pulls a watch from his pocket and hands it to you. He claims that when the watch stops ticking, it marks the moment your time runs out on this earth. Like... Okay, then the moment it stops ticking, I'm gonna be dead anyway. Like... It's basically a watch that's gonna work until I die? That's the only purpose I see. Thanks! Would you know? Because, like, okay, here's the way I see it, Nedge. When it stops ticking, I don't have time to perceive it. There's nothing that it stopping ticking would do for me. You're sitting at home playing a game on your PC when all of a sudden someone grips and squeezes your shoulder firmly from behind. Oh god, what do? Tell him to squeeze harder, you could use a nice massage. I've had this happen to me when I was in university, actually, and I screamed. You're sitting in the bathtub, trying to relax, when a hand emerges from the water. What do? And hope you get some free hand action jump out of the bath. Clever. You get out of bed and immediately fall down into a deep, dark hole. A man is standing above you, looking down, telling you to put lotion on your skin while he watches. You know what? I got one chance, man. I got one chance. I'm taking him out. Smart choice. You're sitting at home alone and all of a sudden your door slams shut. You see it before your very eyes and you know that no one is home and it couldn't have been a gust of wind. What do? Why is my door... Well... I don't know. Like, I don't think any of these are productive. I guess I open it. If I want it open, it's staying open. I like that. Okay. Someone you've known for many years but have no attraction to tells you that they've had a massive crush on you for a long time. What do? I'm just gonna be honest, but, like, it really depends on, like, it's like, it depends on the person on what my honesty is going to be. Like, there are some people who I'm really like, yeah, dating would just ruin our friendship. Like, that's actually, like, the reality of it. And there's some people who I'm just like, yeah, that's nice, but I'm not really into it. I'm gonna say, generally speaking, the more common one is just going to be, I'm not interested. If I ever tell somebody I think it would ruin our friendship, I'm being pretty honest. I take that pretty seriously when I say that. Your dog, I don't have a dog, but I used to. Okay. Starts randomly barking into the darkest corner of your living room. There doesn't appear to be anything there, but your dog insists on escalating to growls. What do you do? I do trust my dog. I don't think that engaging is the right... Like, I don't think engaging with it is the right move. But I guess I'll stare. Like, I think reaching in, like, extending my hand to feel is a bad move. Like, that's how I get in trouble. I guess I watch. I'm taking note of that. You see a massive spider in your room the size of your hand. Help! I would try to get somebody else to smash it. I'm so scared. I don't... I need somebody else to kill it for me. Your closest family member tells you that they're a serial killer. Oh. Okay. I've actually thought about this. I would want to know details. I would want to know the why. I would want to know, like, what the deal is. Because if someone who is, like, my closest family member, that's my mom or Scarin, like, those are two people that I love with all of my heart, and I talk to them about their motivations on things a lot. I would want to know, like, are you doing this for a reason? What's the deal? I don't know if I would turn them into the authorities, because my answer on if they should go to jail is going to depend partly on if, like, they have a, I guess in my opinion, justifiable answer. However, I am going to say that one way or another, if we are going to stay close, we are going to need to get some kind of authority involved. Probably a medical one. Now how we're going to do that when there is potential proof that they have killed people is going to be something we're going to have to talk about. But either they're going to jail or they're going to a hospital, ideally. Because, like, okay, if they've killed one person, I'm no snitch. I'm just gonna help them stay out of trouble. But if they're a serial killer, that means they have killed many times. They need help. If I found out I only had one day left to live, what do I do? I would have so many affairs to... Like, I would have to do a lot of legal shit. I'm gonna be real. I would spend my entire day making sure that everybody who I know and love is going to be taken care of. I don't want them to know that I know I'm going to die, is the thing. So I don't like this first answer because I don't want to be like, it's okay, I'm going to die. That's bullshit. I don't want them to know that I know. I would want to tell everybody that I love them, But mostly I'm going to start, like, writing my will and well, I mean, not start writing my will, I already have a will, but, like, making sure that, like, all of my affairs are in order. I'm making sure that, like, I have somebody set to take care of Mr. Ash. I'm making sure that, like, I know where my financial things are going. I know I know how the news is going to be broken. I would probably make, like, something that would be scheduled to be posted later of, like, hey, if you're reading this, that whole prophecy that I had about I only have one day left to live turned out to be true. Here are the things that you need to know. So I actually think, like, as much as I would act as if nothing changed, but behind the scenes I would be doing a lot. Alright then. If one of your pets started speaking to you and told you that they've got a dire warning that they were gonna die if you didn't let them eat all the ice cream in the freezer, what would you do? Oh my god. I'm obviously way too high for this. Ash would die if he had all the ice cream in the freezer. I'm way too high for this. Oh, lovely. If all of a sudden you could start hearing other people's thoughts and the person next to you is thinking about mugging you and stealing your money, what would you do? Oh, I love the idea. I love the idea of scaring the shit out of them. I love the idea of scaring the shit out of them. I could just be hallucinating, but man, that's too good of a story. That sounds reasonable. Your best friend comes to you and tells you that they just accidentally killed someone, and they don't want to go to prison. What do? Oh, I would totally help. Aww. You're driving in your car and accidentally run someone over. You're pretty sure that they're okay, but the fact that their head is clearly detached from their body suggests that it's probably just wishful thinking. I would turn myself in. I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't deal with that guilt. This is one of the reasons why I'm so scared to drive. Yeah, I know. Interesting how that played out. I think it's time we move on to the next portion of our test. The following questions that shall be asked of you are would you rather style questions. Oh man. Imagine you've got a gun to your head and you absolutely must choose an answer. Alright, gun to my head, let's go. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a stuffy nose. No matter how uncomfortable that may be. I mean, if I've got a gun to my head, that's pretty uncomfortable. Let's get started. Would I rather be loved by all or feared by all? Loved by all. Would I rather never get angry or never get jealous? Well, let's take a sip. Hang on. I would rather never get jealous. I think anger serves a purpose. I think jealousy just holds me back. Would I rather be held in high regard by my parents or by my friends? I really want my folks to hold me in high regard. I know, like, that's like the most basic answer, but like this is like I'm trusting. Well, I don't know. Would you rather never give up or never let down? I would rather never let somebody down. Is this assuming that the other will not hold me in high regard, or is this assuming that everything will stay the same with the other? Because I kind of trust that both of them do. I already trust that both of these people hold me in high regard. I think my friends. In space or under the sea. Oh man, have I got something to tell you about the void. If you go far enough into either of these places, you'll end up where I am. I already do. If I had to answer, In space. Would I rather donate my body to science or donate my organs to people who need them? I don't know. This is a weird one. Oh, it doesn't have a good track record. You know what? You are right. You are right. Would you rather go to jail for 5 years for something you didn't do or get away with something horrible you did but always live in fear of being caught? There's no fucking way I would want to go to jail for 5 years. Would I rather work at a horrible job that I hate but retire comfortably in 10 years from now? Or would you rather have my dream job but have to work until the day I die? Retire in 10 years. I don't want to live to work. I want to work to live, you know? Would you rather every shirt you'll ever wear be somewhat itchy or only be able to use one-ply toilet paper? I hate both of these answers, but an itchy shirt is forever. One-ply toilet paper is just sometimes. Would you rather have skin that changes colors depending on your mood or have tattoos appear on your body that depict what you did yesterday? What I did yesterday, that's such a boring... Oh god, those would be the most boring tattoos. Color-changing skin. Would you rather shit every time you orgasm or orgasm every time you see a dog? I don't like either of these. I don't like either of these, but I'm going to say this. I'm so terrified of, like, embarrassing myself in front of a sexual partner that, like, at least the second option, I think I could hide that. Like that would suck. Like, I would hate this. I would hate this. But, like, I could conceal this. I could never conceal orgasm shits. Look, I know. I could never conceal orgasm shits is the problem. It's just, yeah. Like, both of these suck. I'm picking, I think this sucks a little bit less. What the fuck is wrong with There's not even an answer to this question. Both of the answers are what the fuck is wrong with you? Just answer the question. Really? Do I have to? Okay. Okay. We're gonna rationalize this out. I don't like either of these, but I don't want to mentally scar another person in addition to myself. Well, I guess that's not gonna happen. I guess that is already passed because we are at a body swapping area. But I do think, like, this would be worse for everyone involved. I think, at least with the latter, you can kind of utilize a blindfold and try to, like, just get through it, you know? 'Cause, like, going through the motions of just, like, doing the deed. If it is somebody that I know is my partner, I feel like I can kind of, like, be like, okay, I can deal with this. It is still fucked up. I don't like it. But, like, I feel like this is something that, like, I wouldn't want to kill myself after. Whereas this one, they've got, like, my parent would have the memory of this. I can't do that. I can't do that. That one had no bearing on your results. I was just curious. Fuck you. I think we've answered enough of these types of questions, as I'm sure you'd agree. After that last one, yeah. We're going to end the test with a short series of final questions giving simple answers. We'll get started now. Out of the following options, which number do you like the most? I don't know. I guess I like 11. Out of the following options, which color resonates with you best at this exact moment? I'm always goth. Out of the following options, what creature are you the least comfortable around? I would have said spiders, but a scorpion was what killed my friend's D&D character on Monday. Out of the following options, which flavor is your favorite? Hold on, let me move down so you guys can see. Chocolate, vanilla, peanut butter, mint. It's a toss-up between vanilla and peanut butter for me. I do like mint, but I mostly just like mint and ice cream. I don't like mint, like, on its own. I do like chocolate. I'm gonna say vanilla. Out of the following options, which do you personally value the most? I do recommend peanut butter. I recommend creamy, not chunky. Chunky has an unpleasant textural experience to me. Friends. Out of the following options, which could you most live without? Freedom. No. Money. No. I'm already living without money. I'm not giving up people. I'm not. Money or freedom? Shit. Fuck. I don't like this. I'll live without money. Out of the following options, what statement is the most accurate? I like to believe I'm brave. But I think caring is more true. Out of the following options, which are you most afraid of? Dying immediately after this test is finished is the last one. Lamau. I don't wanna lose my loved ones. We're almost finished, but I've just got one final question for you. Have you ever punched a nun? No? You really ought to try it sometime. I remember Nun Punch from the last one. It can really take the edge off. Alright, we're done here. I'm through with you. I'm just going to calculate your results very carefully. I don't want to miss anything important. Trying my absolute hardest not to judge you right now. Trying to keep this as professional as possible. Aha! Here we go. Based on what you've told me, I've come to a conclusion. This is what I personally believe would be in your best interest to acknowledge, set in motion, and accomplish in order to climb the ladder to happiness in your life. First and foremost, I'd like to start with a blanket statement that everyone truly needs to hear. Something that is taken for granted far more than anything else in life. Something that has such an incredible, unique, irreplaceable value compared to any other thing on this earth. And that, my friends, is the value of time. Time is the most valuable form of currency you will ever hold in life. You can spend time on anyone, doing anything, for any reason. Now, time can be spent, time can be wasted, and time can be taken away. But time can never be refunded, time can never be earned back, and more time can never be gained. That's why I wouldn't spend 5 years in jail, away from the people that I love. Imagine a bank account with all the money you'll ever get to spend in life. Now, imagine not knowing how much money is in your account. Imagine going to the store one day to purchase something you really need and the cashier tells you, "I'm sorry, but you cannot afford that. As a matter of fact, you can never afford anything ever again." We only have so much time and have no idea how much or how little we truly have before our bank account runs dry. The fact that we get to decide and choose what we spend our time on just shows you how truly special it is when someone spends their time on you. And that's what I feel about all of you guys. So now that we understand the incredible value of time, I'd like to make a suggestion for you personally on how I think you'd best spending your time in order to achieve what you need most at this current stage in your life. It's to stop playing video games, isn't it? Let's see here. I can tell that you're very often misunderstood. Even those closest to you typically don't give you a lot of respect that you deserve, which is honestly really unfortunate. I think the main issue really lies in communicating with those around you in an effective way. One thing I'd highly recommend for you to do is to attempt to build a bridge with those who doubt you. Instead of wondering why they don't understand you, try to put yourself in their shoes and think from their perspective. Once you're able to understand things from their point of view, you can begin to communicate in a way that will help them understand just how truly special you are. I think it would be a very good investment of your time focusing on putting yourself in other people's shoes a lot more often before writing them off completely. If you can master this little piece of advice and apply it to your everyday life, you'll have the world at your fingertips. My advice to you is to take a deep breath before responding to someone who attempts to speak to you, and take that moment to analyze what you're going to say before you let words leave your mouth. I don't know, I think I kind of overthink before I tell people these things. I think you'll be very surprised just how much of a positive impact this can have on your life going forward. I hope this information helps you achieve your goals. Your secret word is understanding. Remember this word, this will come in handy. Take the secret word that is assigned to you at the end of our session and leave it in a comment. On a future project we're currently working on, maybe. If you do not wish to be part of an upcoming project, simply leave your secret word out of your comment. We will not select your name. Got it. Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. I know they've been of some help to you, and if they aren't yet, it will all make sense very soon. Trust me on that. One more thing. We greatly appreciate your feedback and support. We write every single review and comment left for us. Aww. I like these devs. They're really cute. In the third and final installment of the test series, all will finally be revealed. But not a single person has been able to figure out what this entire experiment is all about yet. We look forward to reading your thoughts and feelings, as it helps shape what we do as we work on future projects to bring the most emotion out of you. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for playing, and thank you for contributing your secret words to our projects. If you wish to support us further, we would love it if you'd check out our other titles on our other games section on the title screen. We'll also have the Testing Chamber, which is connected to the Test Trilogy in a very special and unique way. Ooh! In the meantime, The advisor's another interesting experience. Ah, more ads. Please. You guys are wonderful, and I do really like these devs. I like that they put a lot of heart into these games. They're very sweet. I do intend to play more by them, honestly. And I do intend to stream them. Because I just think that they're cool. But yeah, this one ran a little bit longer, so I guess that might be it for today. What the fuck is wrong with you is one of them. Oh, the art of the dad joke. Oh, man. To have supported our projects. Look, I'm really sorry. I don't want to see the Patreon list. I gotta wrap up stream really fast. Okay. So that was the Test Hypothesis Rising. Part 2 of 3. Maybe 4, I guess. They said there would be a testing chamber. I'm interested in seeing what that's gonna be. I don't know if the advice at the end of this last one hit me as hard as the last one. I feel like I do maybe a little bit too much worrying about other people's opinions on things. But maybe that's not the takeaway I'm meant to have. Maybe it's something more. I do think that lately there's been a lot more of me trying to hold things in rather than just telling people when something is wrong. Because I think I spent a lot of the last few years, like, having to lean and rely on people very, very heavily. And I'm kind of in, like, that state of mind where, like, I want to be more on the level of, like, I want it to be a more equivalent exchange, you know? And so maybe I should be taking to heart that I'm trying a little bit too hard not to lean. I don't know. I think I said a lot that I don't trust easily, and I think that a part of that is that I need to just trust that, like, the people who value me are gonna value me even when I have a lot of fucking problems. Because they've known since day one of knowing me that I have had a lot of problems. You know? So I need to just let that be something I'm at peace with, I think. I know, I worry a lot, because I don't want to be, like, I know everybody and their mom says, I don't want to be a burden, and, like, everybody who says that is not a freaking burden. But, like, it's so hard not to feel that. It's so hard not to feel that. Oh, God. So, it's something to work on. Like they said, it's something to work towards. And so maybe the thing that I need to be putting myself in other people's shoes about is I would want to be there for a person who is going through shit. So, and I feel personally fulfilled when I am. I actually get something out of it, you know? So maybe I just need to buck up and realize that, like, people like to help each other, you know? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I want to be there for all of y'all, so, I mean, you know. I will do my best to communicate more. Right now, actually, I'm feeling quite good. Having a big long talk about the deep shit and also punching nuns is a great way to spend an afternoon. No, that's fair. I get it. And like I don't want to go to somebody if I don't have something like to bring to them, you know? I don't know. But I do totally get it. I don't want you to feel bad about that. I still very much value your company so much. And I love knowing that you're here. Like that's really important to me. I know I keep saying it, and I'm gonna warn you guys now, for the entirety of my streaming career, the broken record is going to be me crying about how much I love that you guys spend your 3 hours of the day with me. Because that's a lot of hours, and I'm always just like, wow, people want to spend their time with me. That's so cool. Like, and that's just gonna be life. We're gonna have to deal with that. Oh. But that said, I think we are just about at ending time. So I'm going to say we wrap it up here. And I am going to look for who we have to raid. I love you nerds all so much. So much. Yeah. I love that you come in here and you chat. Like, I love just, like, because, like, I know that, like, I always say, like, I want to continue streaming even if I have no audience. But, man, like, even when you guys are just, like, even if you guys just, like, spam emojis at me when something happens, I'm just like, oh my god, somebody is here and they liked a thing, or they didn't like a thing. Like, whoa, that's cool! You know? It's just exciting. Let's see. We'll see. Renly is on. I'm just double checking. I think I do want to go watch Spore. Yeah, let's go and see Renly. The battle against Cocolia? Ooh, maybe I should. I don't know how close I am to it, but I might. So I've kind of been playing Star Rail off and on. So like, I gotta think about it. But maybe I'll slide it into next week and we'll try to get there. All right, for now though. But yeah, I think maybe, like, I'm not there yet, so I may as well. Next week we'll slide in Honkai somewhere. Well, I don't know if it'll be next week, because next week might be a little bit less active than usual, because I think I want to go out and do some stuff around my birthday week. But we shall see. I will let you guys know near the end of the weekend, like, what my plan is. I might, if I can, I'd like to have at least a small stream on the day of, but if not, we'll do Wednesday, and it'll be great. But for now, I send you off to a beautiful fellow sea witch. To see the genetic chaos that she's creating. I will see you guys Wednesday at the latest, potentially sooner. And until then, have a great weekend, mortals. I will see you next time. Bye-bye! Hey, thank you guys for being here. I love you all!